6 win. Play for make the breaks, one comes always score. If it hurts, you ain't the breaks, go get you, don't let up, put on more steam. Protect our kickers, our quarterback, our lead, our ball game. All obstacles, block, cut, sides, do the game, tap, this win it. Rest you again, we're here for the breaks made. Can everybody give you that 6 minutes?
Rocky Top, you'll always be
mean. Woo! My God, Gene.
Well, I mean, obviously, we've spent, 4 years, trying to change the culture, trying to instill in these young men how blessed they are, to have an opportunity to play somewhere like the University of Tennessee, and what an honor it is to have that T on the side of your helmet, and that we're always playing for something bigger than us individually.
Man, it couldn't have started any worse. And you know what? Competitive composure. The good, the bad, the ugly, everything in between. Listen up. Everything in between, you just kept coming. That's what elite people, that's what champions do, man. You just keep coming. Hey, what do we want to be about in the postseason? Right?
Yeah.
What do we want? I know we're going to play physical. We play smarter in our execution, alignment, assignment technique, the details. But it's got to be all in, everybody invested, like every minute of the day. Because you've been working since January. This was the goal. But man, take a minute. Enjoy this thing. Enjoy it tonight. And then we got to get physically healed up as good as we can to go play our best football here in a couple weeks. Everybody got me? Good job.
Make the decision. You're either a Vol or you're not, through thick and thin.
But you know what? Let's talk a little Vols. That is not me trying to take any shine away from the phenomenal channel Talking Vols and my guy Boogie Bentley runs, so shout out to them. But let's talk a little Vols here. Welcome to the Talkin VAWLS Network. My name's Boogie Bentley, joined by the coaches, Coach Jay, Coach Rice are in the house. We got a lot, man. We got a lot to get into. We got some good. We're 10-2. We're going to the college football playoff. We got some bad news, some bad recruiting news. We're going to get into that. And I don't know that we really have anything ugly. I guess we could call it ugly. I mean, if you lose to a 21-point underdog at home and think you deserve to host a college football playoff game, I would call that ugly. So we can get into that as well. But Coach Rice, you weren't on the post-game show. You were running a little behind. I said, hey, chill. We'll talk about it Sunday night. You said, Let me at him, Boogie. You were so anxious. You came in the back room after the show last night. You're like, I got to talk to somebody. Dude, how's it go? We're 10-2. We're going to the playoffs. You gotta feel good.
I'm hyped, man. I'm ready for this playoff game. I'm interested to see what straw we're gonna get. Are we gonna get the short end, or are we gonna get what we deserve? So I based off of history, we're gonna get the short end of the straw. So I'm looking forward to it. This team is playing better, obviously. Offensively, I think they before Nico got hurt, there was questions with in the Alabama game, and then after that, when he got hurt from the second half of the Alabama game on, he's been a different QB. Yes, he hasn't hit every throw that we all know he can hit in his sleep. But at the same time, he's progressed week in and week out. He looked, awesome yesterday from, throwing 20-yard throws and in, throwing the deep crossing route, the deep digs. They're about 20 yards downfield, making quick reads. I thought the biggest play of the game, other than the McCoy pick, is converting that 3rd and long to Brazil across the middle of the field. It really shows the growth that he's made with the way he's progressing through his reads from side to side of the field. And you saw one thing, you saw receivers going up and making plays for him yesterday. We had a couple drops, but when they had their chances, they made plays. Tight ends, Miles Kitselman made a play. Offensive line is continuing to improve. Are they the most athletic offensive line in the world? No, but I would say their physicality, their stamina, and all that's continuing to grow. And as we get the best 2 corners in the SEC, I have zero doubts in my mind. Linebackers, I thought Arian Carter played a pretty good game yesterday. Opposite of him, we struggled at times. D-line, soft in the first quarter, but I think Rodney Gardner got into him and said, hey, this ain't Tennessee football. Let's go play Tennessee football. And after that first quarter, after we, gave up a little ground yardage, they settled in and shut Pavia and company up. And so I'm so proud of this team. And we haven't even played our best football yet. We've showed it, but we haven't played it for a full 60 minutes yet. I get y'all's joke where maybe we don't need to play a full 60 minutes. Maybe we just need to play 75% of the game and actually win. But I'm super proud. Can't wait. And go Vols.
We're going to get into Shady Hayward. We're going to get into college football playoff debate. We're going to get you guys on the show. Coach Trice totally missed the agenda that I said right at the beginning. I'm like, we're going to do this, and then we'll get your thoughts on the game. He's like, let me rattle off. I finally got a microphone in front of me. Boogie, I'm going to talk about my thoughts. But listen, we'll let Coach Trice lay it out here. Why not? We'll start with it. Coach Jay, anything on the rewatch worth mentioning?
I think I covered most of it. I will say this. I thought Spillman came in and played well off the bench late in the game.
Yeah,
I really like the way, and the fact that he hadn't played in a while, and to walk into an SEC game off the bench, cold, not playing in multiple weeks, he looked really good. Him and Arian Carter are most likely going to be a big problem for people come next year. So something to look forward to there. I think we're pretty sewed up at linebacker between those two next season. So that's exciting. Leave it at that.
You guys dropping a lot of super chats. We appreciate you. Ron the Don's membership expired, and look what he makes it right. He immediately makes it right at the beginning of the show, and he upgrades. He renews his membership. Meanwhile, Nelson's in the chat, and he's like, "Oh no, guys, I'm sorry." And then he never upgrades. He never renews his membership. Nelson's just getting mad at people calling him a Florida. Gary is in the house. Orange Sea Line is here. He joins the channel. He renews his membership and says, "Oh, I'm ready to talk, Boogie." All right, y'all. Hey, Coach Jay, let me prep you. Let me get you ready for Gary.
Joe Milton.
Hey, He's already commented on the day after video. Hopefully nobody can hear this. I know just the two of you can hear this. He commented on the day after video. And he said, I thought we were going to go 8-4, but we're 10-2. I thought I just didn't think it was going to be on the defense and on the secondary and mediocre quarterback play. I thought it was going to be elite quarterback play and wide receiver play. So spoiler alert for when Gary gets on here in just a little bit. Robert Tuck for 2 says, really hate to lose Shady. Probably Onus 1 Kenobi 2. Joey Carroll for 2 says door fee. Appreciate you, brother. Luke Thompson also drops a door fee. Todd Landers drops a door fee. I appreciate you guys. All of a sudden, we're playoff bound, and everybody is back to dropping their door fees. Everything is right in the world. Louisiana ball does the same thing. Door fee. Playoff bound. Ron the Don for 5 says door fee. Let's go, Big Orange. Come in, sit back, enjoy the ride. We are 10-2, winning. Yes, I said 10-2. Enjoy this. Let's go. Dustin Young was insulting me in the chat before we went live. He said, how late is Boogie going to be? Meanwhile, what you don't understand is Coach Rice and Coach Jay never shut up in the back room. They talk, and I'm like, guys, there is an audience waiting for us to have this conversation on there. And they're like, hold on, one more thought, Boogie. They say, listen, one more thing. And then they keep talking. So it's never my fault. It's never my fault that we're late. If I don't send these guys the link at 5 till, then my phone blows up. Boogie, where you at? Did you die? Are you in a car wreck? What happened? Where are you at, Boogie? Dustin Young for 5 says door fee for Boogie being on time. Let's go, boys. Get the negative vibes out. Let's get ready to host a playoff game. Appreciate you, Dustin. Jason for 2 says GBO. Win, baby, win. Balls Girl dropping a $10 super chat says door fee GBO. Thank you, Balls Girl. We appreciate it. Good old Nate Pruitt for 10. Cover charge Boogie. Howdy, Coach Jay. Coach Rice. Howdy, Balls fam. If you don't smash the thumbs up, you want Bama in the playoffs. God bless and go Vols. You have been challenged. Paul Lindsay drops a $10 super chat. Nothing to say. Just a tip in the tip jar. We appreciate you, Paul. Jackie is in the house with a 10 spot. Says playoffs. Here we come. We got 3 weeks, boys. Appreciate the super chats. You guys being very generous right out of the gate. If you don't drop a super chat, if you're not a member of the channel, that's perfectly fine. You're still welcome to hang out, talk Tennessee football. Just smash the thumbs up. That is easy. It's quick. It's free, and it helps the channel. Nelson made all things right in the world. So thank you, Nelson, for fixing that and making that correct. Let's talk about, and follows it up with a take that Boogie. You can only say that by joining the channel. You can't say it on EA Sports College Football 25 because you're scared to come on and challenge me. Let's talk about the bad. Let's talk about the bad. This came out just shortly before going live. 4-star safety Shady Hayward tweets out, thankful for Vol Nation and the coaches for support and the trust they put in me, but I prayed on it for a long time, so respect my decision, but I will be decommitting from the University of Tennessee. Coach Jay, what are your thoughts when you initially saw this news from Shady Hayward? You did the film breakdown. You were high on him. We got the epic quote from him on the interview saying, he wants to hit people in front of his family, plays with physicality and violence, which I like. But what were your initial thoughts when you saw the decommitment?
Yeah, I mean, you're obviously disappointed. You always want players, and I feel like Shady is one of them. So, of course, you want him. No doubt about it. Let me just say flat out, he's a kid you wanted, no doubt about it. But it also didn't surprise me because it's a business right now, too, right? At the end of the day, it's a business, and there's going to be ripple effects that happen when a David Sanders wants more money. When something changes out there, I can tell you, I've heard of or know of personally situations out here where either someone's gotten cycled out of their NIL because some other NIL got allotted to someone else, or they've gotten shaken out in such a way. So this is going to happen out there. It's going to be moving and changing all the time. And you're constantly having to look at things and going, okay, where is this money best spent? If we've got to move X amount of dollars to so-and-so, and we want to keep so-and-so and so-and-so, and someone's asking for more money on top of that second person because there's been a counter offer or something like that, do you want to lose 2 people and keep 1? Do you want to, you know what I'm saying? There's tough choices that need made at this time. So at the end of the day, it's going to be a business for a lot of these young men, and we're going to have to approach it as such. But I said it in the back room, I'll say it here. This program is bigger than any one player. That goes for Shady. That goes for David Sanders. That goes for Nico. That goes for anybody. Any Tennessee Volunteers ever worn the orange. This program is just bigger than them. It keeps moving forward. It keeps pumping. at the end of the day. So keep getting better, keep recruiting, get Campbell, get some other guys in the boat, attack Merritt, keep moving forward, keep your feet moving, bite down, and fight. It's football. You know, if you want to cry about things, go play shooty hoops. I don't know what to tell you. It's a man's game.
I love the attack on basketball. It's not just me, it's Coach Jay. Let me hit these real quick, and then we'll get Coach Rice thoughts on it. Peyton K for $5 door fee. Appreciate you, Peyton K. Timothy drops a 20 spot, and it applies to this conversation here, but we will play the clip.
Rocky Top, you'll always be.
Appreciate you, Timothy. Not only the biggest donation of the night, but it's also a new month. I'll have to update. Biggest donation for the month of December. So shout out Timothy. Says not mad about losing a verbal commitment with today's football landscape. They're not really committed. They want to put the cart in front of the horse and lose their path because they can make more in the. I wonder if he means NIL in the NFL, NIL. Either way. Here's my thing on it. Like Coach Shea just said, it's a business, right? It's about whether it's money, whether it's, I think this is a better path to the NFL, whatever the case may be. If somebody offers you more money to do the same job you're doing, and you don't necessarily let's say two similar companies, you're going to make the decision that's best for your family. I sent Shady a message, said, hey man, I hate to see that you're moving on. However, I get it. You got to make the best decision for you, the best decision for your family. If you need anything, hit me up. That's how I feel. That's the reality of it. Does it suck? Yes, because I want Shady Hayward in Orange. I like his physicality. I like his mindset. I like his attitude. He came on here and told us, I don't care what the rankings say. I'm the best safety in the country. I love that mindset. But let me ask you this, Coach Rice, and then you give us your thoughts. Who's the best defensive back across the board on this football team right now?
Jermod McCoy.
Where did Jermod McCoy commit out of high school?
Oregon State.
I rest my case, Your Honor. Go ahead, Coach Rice. Thoughts on – look, I say that half joking. You still got to have success recruiting at the high school.
Oh, yeah. Without a doubt. And I hate we're losing him because he was our second highest rated defensive player in the class. And in the class itself, it's going to hurt unless we, finish strong. It's flip season, baby. I'm not saying we can't flip a couple other guys to the good guys, or and then y'all seen me on Twitter. It's portal season, baby. So I've been blowing Boogie's Twitter account up.
You and Nelson all day, every day.
Hey, Nelson, it's portal season, baby. Let's go. But the Hayward effect. What's he gonna do in his first couple of years? Me and Coach Jay both kind of said, would he be a better star option? Well, who's our superstar star player right now? Boo Carter.
Who?
He's a freshman. So is he looking at path to playing time? Or I know he's safety, y'all, and I kind of agree with Coach Jay. Star would have been his best position on our defense because he's a physical guy, likes being mixed in with the run game.
Mm-hmm.
So, or do you go attack the portal and go get a safety, a strong safety that Will Brooks is leaving with? So there's different ways you can attack it. We're still going after Timothy Merritt, who's a pure safety. He's more of your, normal safety. So that's a way we can attack it. But, guys, if he chooses to go to Florida or Georgia, don't hate on the kid. He's just doing it's his decision. We can't hate on it. He ain't out here trashing us. He said it with all due respect in his, Twitter post. And, you just got to wish the kid luck. Do I hate it? Yes. But at the same time, like Coach Jay said, one kid doesn't define this program. Let's find other ways. Coach Hype will do it. Coach, this coaching staff will put it together. And I think they're going to have this roster ready to go for next year and the years to come.
Coach Rice just answered the question. I saw several people asking in the chat, where is he going? It's either Georgia or Florida. That's what Steve Wiltfong put out. AP when he answered or responded to the GQ, basically said it's hard to keep those Georgia kids or pull those Georgia kids out of the state of Georgia. That's why as bought in as Shady was. You got to remember, man. Think back a few months ago. He was teasing a decommitment then, and we held on to him. So it doesn't really surprise me either. I lean Georgia. We'll see. I don't know where the steam from Florida. Bottom line, it doesn't matter. It's Georgia or Florida, most likely. A couple super chats here. Sean Cross for 5. Hey, Boogie, let's play some golf in full pads and a helmet. Do I need full pads and a helmet? Is that how bad your swing is? Am I going to be under attack somewhere? Like the group of dudes I play with, the guy that I always share a cart with, like he'll be hitting, I'll be 50 yards in front of him and just standing right in his ball flat. I'm like, I'm not worried because I know he's not going to shank it. He's not going to hit me. He's just going to go over my head. And it doesn't matter. The other two guys will be 75 yards to the left and in the trees, and we'll be like hiding behind the car. I'm assuming that's the type of dude Sean is. I don't have the confidence. Dylan Elam for 10. Here's the $1 million question. Would you rather have an elite recruiting class or a good, great class and plug all your roster holes in the offseason? Best of luck to Shady. I think that's the new recruiting world. Right. Coach Jay nails it when he says you need a top 5 class every year or top 10 class every year. And then 1 out of 4 get a top 5. I still think that's true, but I don't think it's as pressing as it used to be because of the portal. The portal is why Heupel's flipped this roster as fast as he has. Timothy McGee for 5. Why not stay with the team, get developed, and stay the course in the class work and practice, then set yourself up good for the NFL draft? Because it's 2024 and kids don't want to do that anymore. And we can hate it. We can criticize it. It's just the world we live in now, Timothy. College football is changing, and I see a lot of people say it's for the worse. I don't know if it is for the worse. This 2024 season has been pretty dang fun to watch. We have parity in college football. We have equal teams. Anybody can beat anybody at this point. It's not always been that way in college football. Let's move. Go ahead.
I agree with just real quick. I agree with you that the game itself is getting better, but I don't think it's doing any good for the kids. I know they're making their own decisions, but
you got 17-year-old kids making grown
man decisions, and a lot. There's a reason why you see this freaking portal go crazy, and then they get stuck in the middle of nowhere with nowhere to go because they enter the portal, and that's the only one thing I hate about the whole thing. Because
the scariest part about it to me, Coach, is and I know you know this probably better than a lot of people in here. A lot of times with these
of us in here, Coach.
No, I'm just saying because I'm sure he's dealt with things like this.
Mm-hmm.
And Boogie, anyone would know. Anyone who's been around organized sports would know this.
Thanks.
A lot of times with certain kids, and I'm not saying this is the case with Shady. Let me just clarify that. Get a bad uncle or something that runs their life, a bad brother, a bad sister, a bad someone, a bad actor within their family who not necessarily is trying to cheat them, but just doesn't have the wherewithal to make sound business decisions on their behalf. There's a reason people win the lottery and grow broke, right? Because you've been poor your whole life. You have no wherewithal to understand how to manage your money, right? So just all of a sudden to be handed a lottery ticket, doesn't mean you're going to manage your money well, control your money, all that kind of thing. So for the kids' sake, I truly, truly hope, that all these kids, first things first, if you're really coming up, hire a financial advisor. Don't trust your agent. Don't trust a family member. Trust a financial advisor that's working for you on your behalf. Spend a little bit of money on it. You will thank old Coach Jay when he's done.
Go ahead and look at the backroom chat real quick, Coach Jay. Let me catch up.
I see it. It's not what I meant, though. Anyway, moving on.
I think it applies, though. I
get that.
Join the Patreon at the $95 a month tier. We'll let you know what the backroom conversation says right now. Jeremy Thornton for 5. Random question. If Georgia loses to Texas in the SEC championship game, do you think it's possible they'll drop below Tennessee? We'll talk about that in just a second, Jeremy. That is the next topic we're going to get into. Dan Yoder for 5. All these great quarterbacks we face, and Nico outperforms them. Complimentary football will get us a natty. That's the key. You got to play complementary football. The defense helped the offense yesterday, and the offense helped the defense down the back stretch. Vol fan 25 for 5 players will decommit and commit, but one thing is going good for Tennessee: playoff time in Tennessee. You guys in the chat are segueing the conversation exactly where we want to go. I want to talk a little college football playoff rankings. Then we're going to open the show up and let you guys come on. I want to throw the AP poll up here just to give us a little base to look at here as we go into the college football playoff, because the big thing you're looking at is Ohio State, right? And they're getting blown out at home by Michigan. 21-point dog comes into Ohio State and whips up on them. You see the AP poll. Tennessee ranked ahead of Ohio State in the AP poll. I don't know that this is accurate or not, but I saw somebody on the GQ say that the AP poll has been pretty close to the college football playoff rankings.
It has.
So I guess let's start. What do you think it looks like on Tuesday, Coach Rice? Let's start there, and let's not get too crazy.
No,
you guys should have seen Coach Rice in the back room last night when he popped in after the show. He's crunching numbers. He's got a calculator out. He's got all these printed out sheets. He's got the big board in the back with all the like yarn on it pointing there. I'm like, bro, you've been spending your entire day on this. But just what do you think it looks like on Tuesday initially, which we know it's going to change?
Yeah, I think the top 5, obviously, I think is correct. I do think, unfortunately, the playoff committee flips us in Ohio State, even though I don't agree with it. Everything else, maybe South Carolina in front of Arizona State. Everything else looks accurate. Like, I mean, to what and then but you also got to think about Arizona State will take that 12 spot when it gets to the bracket. But the top 5, like I said, correct. I think they end up flipping us in Ohio State. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, I think are correct. Miami, you could obviously, because they were higher in the playoff rankings than they were in the AP polls. So we got to remember that. Last week in the playoff poll, they were ranked 6th. Last week in the AP ranking, they were ranked 8th. So that's a key note too. So the AP poll obviously sees a little bit more in Tennessee and Alabama and Arizona State than they see in Miami, when the college football playoff committee see it opposite. And so that would be, other than the Ohio State thing, that would be the biggest thing I'm watching out for, is where they put Miami.
See, all I'm watching is Tennessee and Ohio State, because I think that is our first round matchup. I think when it all shakes out, it's going to be Tennessee, Ohio State. It's going to be who's higher, who's getting the home game, and they're both right there on the bubble. So is Tennessee higher than Ohio State? That game's going to be in Neyland Stadium, or is Ohio State higher than Tennessee? And we got to go on the road. And I don't like. Let me tell you something. I like the matchup if we're at home. I don't like the matchup if we're on the road. Lance follows that up with a $5 super chat. Says a home playoff game at Neyland would be the loudest stadium ever. That's a huge advantage, and that's why all eyes for me are on Tennessee, Ohio State, and who's ranked higher after on Tuesday, because those 2 spots are not going to move, Coach Jay. Those 2 spots are going to stay the same. Now they may go from 8 and 9 to 7 and 8, or from 8 and 9 to 9 and where they're going to be right there on the bubble together.
Yeah, and what last thing I'd say, watch the Texas Georgia game. If Texas goes out and beats Georgia, which we know is opposite in the regular season, if Texas goes out and beats Georgia by 2 scores, or Oregon beats Penn State by 21 plus, that could shake some things up as well.
Yeah, that's the 4 games you're watching this upcoming weekend: Texas and Georgia in the SEC championship, Oregon and Penn State in the Big Ten championship. So if Texas beats Georgia or Oregon beats Penn State, do they penalize them, Coach Jay? And then Clemson, SMU in the ACC championship, that could shake things up. Boise State, UNLV, Mountain West championship. But thoughts on that all, Coach Jay?
Yeah, I think when Oregon beats Penn State by 21 points, it will change that ranking. I do believe that, and I do believe it's going to be a 3-touchdown victory for Oregon against Penn State. I just don't think they're a very good team. And when you look at the matchup specifically in those 2 teams, I think Penn State's going to get woodshedded in that game, and I think it should help Tennessee. Now, I also think we're going to get a true answer to that question. Will they be penalized at all? I don't see how you can't penalize them if they lose by that many and they have no quality. I mean, what's their quality win? The Trojans? Illinois? I mean, I'm searching here. You tell me. I don't know. So if they go in there and they get hosed, obviously that Ohio State victory is looking a lot worse right now. I mean, close loss is looking like a worse close loss right now after the Michigan game. What's going to happen in that game? I don't know. I favor Texas in the SEC championship game. Just, Georgia playing a long game and then also just having to beat the same team twice. That just makes my coaching skin crawl, Coach Rice. I don't know about
wait,
you,
can I call you out for that real quick?
Yeah.
Because you guys have talked about this over and over and over.
I've done
you don't want to play the same team twice. But then you were so full of that big orange blood yesterday afternoon. You say, give me Georgia in the first round of the playoff on the road at home. Well, I'm like, Coach Jay.
Let me preface that again. Good teams, Boogie. Alabama's not a good team. All right, you don't want to play.
That's what
good
I mean. Alabama. I said
twice.
Georgia. I meant
Okay,
Alabama.
Yeah.
I meant Alabama.
Alabama's trash. We beat them again. Good teams, though. I think Well, I guess it depends on how much you're buying into what Texas has done. I mean, I had a long phone conversation with my son about football today, and he doesn't think Texas is worth hella beans, and he wasn't impressed with them against A&M. I necessarily wasn't either. I thought they had chances to really put that game away and put a shellacking on them, and didn't. But I don't know. It'd be interesting. I think Oregon crushes Penn State though. So, and I think that's a way it could change. Will the committee put Tennessee above Ohio State or not? I guess if they follow the metrics, then they will. If they follow a director who's a Michigan alumni who should be pretty pissed off at them right now, then maybe not, right? So
that's my line of thinking. I saw somebody in the chat say Michigan's going to go, their 80 is going to go to bat for Ohio State. I would think it would be the opposite. I think they would want them out of the playoff if any way possible, right? And if you put them on the road against Tennessee, why would you not? Like, I love this tweet from Peter Burns. Like I said, if you lose at home to a 21-point underdog, there is no way ever. Can you imagine working for ESPN? I yell at Coach Rice for his profanity-laced tweets. Peter Burns working for ESPN. Coach Rice like, sign me up. Can I go to ESPN where I can speak my mind? He says there is no way in ever living hell you should host a college football playoff game with 2 losses after losing as a 21-point dog.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I agree with that. I
agree with that too.
I agree with. Like I said, I agree with it, but I just don't think the committee. You're putting people. If you look at the way they've done the rankings, they don't drop. Like based on what Tennessee's done, that they think they're not going to drop Ohio State below us just because of what they've been saying from week to week to week about Tennessee. I mean, unless they say Vanderbilt's a good win, which they did for Bama. But, I mean, how much does that change when Ohio State was all the way up at 2? Do they drop them 7 or 6? Yeah.
Georgia punished Georgia.
And I wouldn't have believed that either, Coach Rice. I really wouldn't have. I would have never in my wildest dreams thought they punished Georgia that much. For a road loss to Ole Miss in the rain. Like, that surprised me. Yeah. I'm with you. I think it's coin flip. I mean, for me, it's a coin flip. Like, Tuesday comes along and they announce Ohio State over us. I'll be 0% surprised, and I'd be 0% surprised if it's the other way. I just think it's going to be, I don't know. Who knows? Who knows what the heck they're going to do? I know we got to go out there. Coach speak incoming guys. I know we got to go out there and give a good effort and practice and get better and get healthy and go to work. That's all I really know.
Here's what we're going to do. We're going to send the link out to Talkin VAWLS Gold and higher. You know why I did that? Because I can't wait to get Gary on here and have him go toe to toe. Coach Rice, we may just go sit in the back room and drink a cup of coffee and watch these two yell at each other. Here's what we're going to do. Talkin VAWLS Gold and higher. Come to the back room now. You got 5 minutes. The floor is yours, but that doesn't mean it's a 5-minute lecture. Like, you don't need to lecture for 5 minutes. You got a topic you want to bring it up, and we'll have a round robin discussion. We'll all talk about it. 5 minutes. If you preach for 5 minutes, you're gone after 5 minutes. I want to get as many people on as I can. But before we do that, I want to say we got 537 people watching live on a Sunday night. You can tell we are off to the college football playoff because numbers are going back up. But I want 700. I want 700 people in the chat. And here's what we're going to do. We got brand new merch out there. We got a Coach J shirt because he mutes himself all the time. You guys asked for a camo shirt. We got that. So you can go to bonfire.com/store/Talkin VAWLS. Pick up the new merch, State Pride 2.0. All the good stuff is there. Check out that camo shirt. You know you guys want that camo shirt. What we're going to do is give away a free shirt if we can get to 700 people watching live. So take a second. Hit the thumbs up. Take a second. Hit share. Put it on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, wherever you get social with your media. Blast out the link. We get it to 700 people watching live. Screw it. We'll give away 2 free shirts. 2, not one. We'll give away 2. Why not? Can we hit 700? It's on you. Share it, retweet it, blast it out. Saying great conversation tonight at Talkin VAWLS Live. Come hang out with us, and let's get some free merchandise coming your way. All right, let's get into it. Let's see who we got. Who we got first? We got Ron the Don in the house. Ron the Don, you got 5 minutes. Start. Do I need to set a timer on my phone to make sure we follow the rules? Ron the Don, you got 5 minutes. The floor is yours. You want to preach for 5 minutes? We'll listen. You want to open up a conversation? The floor is yours, my friend.
Well, I'm going to preach first of all. There's been a whole lot of negativity this weekend while watching the doggone football game. Ladies and gentlemen, let's enjoy the wins that we are getting. This is 2 years. Well, within 3 years, we are a 10-win-plus team. 10-win-plus. That is a fantastic place to be. There are people out there right now rooting for teams who ain't doing nothing. Doing nada. They ain't making it to the playoffs. They ain't going to make it to a bowl game. They ain't even got a spoon. But we are here. We are enjoying ourselves. We got a great group to be with. And, yeah, be proud. Don't get so down on the people on those other websites chatting all that negativity. Let them be ignorant if they want to be ignorant. We're going to celebrate this. We're going to have some fun. I'm sorry about you Georgia fans that's listening. Georgia Tech got robbed.
They did.
They got robbed.
They did.
A funky pass interference, and that was a targeting on the quarterback. That's why he fumbled the ball. He went down. His hands was froze. But they didn't do all that. So all that fake, Georgia winning, no, ain't nothing. The refs bailed you out. But other than that, that's all I got to say. I'm happy, man. I'm happy. We are 10-2. 10-2. Say it with me. 10-2.
10-2, baby.
10-2. 10-2.
I'm ready for it. Hey, that's all I got to say for right now. And yeah, I did some trolling. I troll my own fans because they don't know, man. They didn't see we was 5-7. Man, it was terrible. Between 2009 and oh my goodness gracious. It was horrible. We are 10-2. We are winning. We are having a good time here. We got a great place to be right here on the Talk About Network. Enjoy this stuff. That's all I got to say.
Ron the Don doesn't like the Facebook group because it is so full of piss and vinegar on game day. And then I got tagged. Man, I'm at church with the family, worshiping the Lord, asking for forgiveness for yelling at people in the chat on Saturday afternoon. And all of a sudden, I'm getting tagged in. I'm leaving this group because the admin doesn't do his job. Look, you can be as negative as you want to be. I don't like it. I don't agree with it. I'm with Ron on this. But you can be as negative as you want to be in that group. It's freedom of speech. I'm not going to come in and say you cannot talk bad about Nico. Y'all can say whatever the heck you want. Now, Coach Rice can't say whatever he wants. I'm going to limit him and what he can say, but I'm not going to limit you guys. So, man, that group is set up to say whatever you want to say, but at the same time, some of y'all need to pump the brakes.
What is different when you say, you know what I mean? I don't like your mama. But when you say, I don't like your mama, it's different, man.
Tell Coach Rice that. That's what I'm telling Coach Rice.
It's just crazy, guys. They complain about I know the first quarter wasn't ideal, but it's just one quarter. We still have a great team out there. You can't fire the coach. You can't fire Nico. Who else are you going to find this time of the year or even next year that's going to bring you 10 wins in 3 years of football? Who else? Nobody else. And no one talking about, oh, sunshine pumps. Yeah, I'll pump some sunshine. Not like my vitamin D. I want to get my skin tender. I want to make sure I'm getting glowed up and out there having fun in the sun in this college playoffs. I want to be there. That's what I'm going to do. I'll put all sunshine I need. I don't like the darkness.
Ron the Don, you got about 60 seconds left. What do you think about the college football playoff rankings? Tennessee ranked ahead of Ohio State, behind Ohio State. Do you want to go on the road? Do you want to play in Neyland Stadium? What are your thoughts on the college football playoff? And then we'll get you out the door.
Well, Ohio State, honestly, you lost at home, Bubba. You really didn't score that much. You should have been way down there at 10, I think. So, but whatever path we have to take, okay, go through Oregon, or we got to go through Penn State, whoever or however. I'm just ready for it. We need just a little bit more football this year, and support the team no matter what. We are here. We're having a good time. Support the players who come and go no matter what. We are Ball Nation, y'all. Get oranged.
We love you, Ron the Don. I'm going to stick to my guns. We're going 5 minutes each. You have a great night, brother. We'll catch up with you on the next one.
Yes, indeed.
All right, let's see if we can stick to our guns here. Get Sports Banter in here. The
baby.
floor is yours. You got 5 minutes. You want to preach. You got a topic, bring up the topic. Whatever you want to do, the floor is yours, my friend.
How's it going, guys? All right.
Going good.
First off, the Vandy game, you look at it, I know a lot of people, like Ron said, people are complaining about how we started that game. All right, this is how I look at it. Everything that Vandy needed to happen in order to win that game happened in the first quarter, and they still didn't cover at the end of the day. So I mean, all it took was us just to get our bearings, because a lot of those things, they just happen in games, and you got to be able to deal with them. And the Vols were able to deal with them, and they come back slinging. And Nico was on point. He probably looked the best that I've seen him look. And I don't want to hear, but it was Vandy, because I've been hearing for the past month about how great Vandy was. It's not your same Vandy and this and that. Well, whatever, because we made them look like the same Vandy for probably 3/4 of that game. So, I don't want to hear that it wasn't good competition, because they went out there and did it to an improved Vandy team, which I do believe they're improved. They're still not on the Vols level, of course, but and that's that. As far as the playoffs go, which is the main thing I want to talk about, because that's what I wanted. I wanted us to get to the playoffs. I picked us to be 11-1. Of course, we dropped that game to Arkansas, which I didn't leave room for an error in that. I thought it was just beat Georgia and that would be it. But that's okay. I'm okay with losing that game. They come back, and then they did what they needed to do to get into the playoffs. And I think I wanted the playoffs was my number one thing, but of course, above all, I want to win the whole thing. And I don't think there's a dominant team out there. So I think as long as they're in the field, they've got an opportunity to do it. And I think they're going to get a home game. I'm just predicting. I'm thinking it's going to either be Ohio State or Indiana. That's my guess. I don't know for sure.
Give me Indiana in
Stadium. I think it'll be one of those. That's what I'm thinking is going to end up happening. Of course, Indiana had that big, impressive 66-0 win. So, they're a great team, right? So, come on. Let's get them in Neyland and see how they do. But, Ohio State, you look at their wins, and their best win is, of course, Penn State. Penn State's playing in the Big Ten Championship this Saturday. Now, whatever we think doesn't really matter. I believe that the committee they're going to consider that game, like win or lose, or however bad they lose it. And I think that's going to factor into the final playoff rankings. So they may not, I think they could drop, they'll drop, but it's just depending on how much they'll drop. Oregon, if they were to lose, they probably won't drop a whole lot. They'll probably still be in the top 5 or 6, but actually they'll probably be top 6, because they can't be 5, because the conference champions have to be the top 5. So, but I just see any scenario I'm okay with, even if we do have to go on the road. I don't want to go on the road to a team in the SEC. If we got to go on the road, I'd rather go to a Big Ten team or a Big 12, any of those. And then, if we got to play SEC, I'd rather those be neutral sites. But I welcome whatever happens. If we do got to go on the road in the SEC, we just got to do it. But what do you guys think as far as playoffs are concerned? You see us like I wouldn't mind going to Penn State, for example. I think we match up really well with them. I mean, but I see us with a home game with either probably Indiana or Ohio State. And then we also got to pay attention to SMU and Miami, because if SMU beats Miami, or the other way around, if Miami beats SMU, which they're probably going to be favored, then that's going to be another slot. Miami's automatically in. SMU has 2 losses. Do you think they drop them out of the playoffs completely, or are they going to get a spot on the back end? That's going to cost somebody a spot if they keep them in.
Sports Banter, they play Clemson. SMU plays Clemson since Miami lost.
That's right.
Syracuse yesterday.
Then my argument was if Clemson won. I'm sorry. My argument was if Clemson won, then that means Clemson's automatically in, and does SMU get booted out? That's what.
Yes, they would.
They wouldn't
I think
boot
so,
SMU out.
I think they would.
You think
I think they should.
I do.
2 loss
Personally,
SMU,
I
I
do,
think so. Yeah.
Yeah, I think they should, but because do they really have any quality wins? I mean, honestly, I'm not sure. They didn't even play Miami or Clemson in the regular season, did they?
I really want SMU to win and keep the bubble busters from happening.
Yeah, just boot Clemson out.
That's the bubble busters that you're talking about, Coach Rice, and I saw you tweeting about it, is why Tennessee is at 97% chance. Because if all the it's going to take a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff would have to change. Yeah, a lot of stuff would have to happen for Tennessee to not make the college football playoff. But that is why there was still that small percentage.
It's changed a little bit because Texas A&M lost. Because obviously they weren't going to get in. The only way they could get in is by winning the SEC championship. It's the same way with Clemson.
Yeah, Tennessee's at 97.9% chance.
Yeah. So it's changed. Once Texas A&M lost, that changed and improved a little bit. The only other really bubble buster is Clemson, SMU.
Right.
But I do think at the end of it all, I do think we end up as the 7 or 8 seed.
That's what I'm thinking. 7 or 8. At worst, it's going to be at the back end of the playoffs, but they're going to get in. I see them in the playoffs pretty much no matter what. But I'm wanting a home game. That would be wonderful. That's ideal.
Yeah. I mean, Heupel just struggles on the road, so it is what it is. Sports Banter, we appreciate it, brother. We got to move on. I'm going to get through as many people as possible, so I hope you have a good night, and we will catch you on the next one. Let me catch up real quick with the chat. We got Adam Huckabee, been a member for 23 months, says Josh Heupel is our coach till he decides to retire. Here's to 20 more years of the man. Joel is in the house. What is up, Joel? Joel pops in like once every 6 months like a celebrity, and then he disappears again. But he's been a member of this freaking channel for 37 months. He is a big reason why the Tuesday nights even exist. Like I created Tuesday nights and streaming NCAA football to like just build the community. And Joel's like, I want to buy a player. I'll give you $50 if I can name the quarterback. And then we're off to the races. He says, do you think we'll see more of Mike Matthews in the playoffs, especially with the injuries at wide receiver? Love the show. Boogie would join, but sick as a dog right now. GBO. Hope you get to feeling better, brother. I think it'll depend on the next 3 weeks.
Yeah.
How healthy do we get over the next 3 weeks?
I'll tell you what, upon rewatch, I'll tell you what probably gets you on an offensive coordinator. You tell me, Coach Rice, field a lot quicker, is blocking like Mike Matthews has been blocking on the edge. I mean, he has been Jawan Jennings, Brew McCoy blocking people on the edge, and not just on the Thornton touchdown. Go watch him in the other blocking situation, and he's killing people. He is, man, I guess I'll tell you what, Tom could even watch it. Hands in tight. You know what I mean? On the inside blades, low butt. Tom be salivating over that.
I do
criticize
think
it.
I do think you see more with extra practice time. I'm hoping, obviously, the two we really want to see get healthy, Brew and Dante, because Dante's our big play guy. There's no.
And he was coming on, man, coming on.
If fans will run butts about it, but he. Get them too healthy. I wouldn't mind seeing rotation like we were early in the season. Like if they earn it, and Mike Matthews, from what he's shown, he's obviously earned it. And let let them run a deep route and then bring Mike Matthews in and, rotate every series or something like that. This is be a perfect prime time for those young ones to get a series here and there if they've earned it.
Man, that corner pass to Matthews that he dropped though. Woo, that was a nice.
He had if he hadn't landed like hard on.
I thought he got PI'd a little on it too, but
he had it in his hands though.
It was a great throw too. It was good. Yeah, it came out. Yeah, it's a tough catch, no doubt about it. Super tough catch.
Wesley has been a member for 25 months. We appreciate you. Soar the Demon for 20 months. Says we're in the playoffs for the first time since 98. As Nico said, the real work begins. Let's go end the season right. Yeah, the BCS changed. We won a national championship. The college football playoff expands. Let's go win a freaking national championship. James Fair for 5. Thoughts on NC State wide receiver Kevin Concepcion in the portal? I knew this would. Coach Rice. I told Coach Rice, I said, keep your mouth shut. That's my video in the morning. He's like, all right, I got your back. I was like, we're never going to make it through a full stream without somebody bringing up Kevin Concepcion. I am probably going to make a video on him tomorrow morning after the morning show with Eric Kane. So tune in for that. I think he would be an immediate playmaker, an immediate starter in this offense. Give me some Kevin Concepcion. And look, I love me some Squirrel White. That's an upgrade. That's just my opinion. Nelson says, no need for a video. He blasted it to my DMs. I'm like, bro, instant playmaker. Let's go. Speaking of let's go, look at this freaking hoodie on Jackie.
Jackie, hey guys, got it on.
Full on review. Like, tell me the truth because I want to know why they priced that one so high and I can't do anything about it. Is it thicker? Is it better quality? Like, why is that one more expensive than everything else?
I thought it was cheap, Boogie.
The regular hoodies are $35. What was that one?
Jack up the price.
Yeah, this is really good quality material. It's thick, man. It's nice. My wife, when I showed it to my wife, she saw the price. She said, "You're going to get it, aren't you?" I said, "Absolutely, man."
I'm thinking I need one. It looks good. I like the way. I'm a camo shorts guy. Wear camo shorts everywhere. But that looks clean. I like it. So I'm glad that you're happy with the price of it. The floor is yours, Jackie.
I'm wearing it for you, Boogie.
I love it. Uh-oh. Wait.
No, I was just saying, did you see Nick Moore? No, Nick Moore threw shade. It says when you pick a side, stay there. I don't know. I can't get it to focus, but
no, it's focusing. Oh, there it is.
Ooh. I love it.
Oh,
and that was response to Shady too.
I love it.
So that was some clapping going on. Yep.
All of a sudden, Coach Rice put some respect on Glenn Ellerby and his high school recruiting.
My thing
Jackie.
Wasn't me. It wasn't me.
The negativity shining through. Jackie, the floor is yours. You can talk about Vanderbilt. You want to talk about the playoffs. You want to talk about whatever you want to talk about. The floor is yours, my friend.
Okay. Well, Vanderbilt starting off, man, they came out hotter than a firecracker. Goodness gracious. 5 minutes into the game, even less. We're 14 down. Kickoff return. Goodness gracious. I'm sitting there freaking out. Man, my wife said, she said, "Did you see this play?" I got up. I didn't think it's kicking off right then. I got up to go get something to drink, and I hadn't even got my drink poured. She said, "Vanderbilt's already scored." I said, "What?" I came running back in there. She said, "They scored on the kickoff." I said, "Oh my God." So I had to sit there and watch the replay. And then 2 plays on our possession, Dylan coughs it up and they score again. I thought, oh my God, here we go again. My battered ball syndrome came out. She said, "Just settle down. It's just getting started. It'll be fine."
So did that doubt really creep in? Did it because
it
did to me too. It did to me too. I'm not like man. It did.
I told her, I said, "Well, I've lived this so much, man, over the past 20 years. My God, I can't help it." But then they settled down. I actually put out on I don't know if you saw it or not. I put out there, I said, "Well, it's 11:30. They finally woke up and realized they're in a real game. They're settling in now after they scored the first touchdown." It all turned out to be good, but boy, I was worried there for a while, man. No doubt about it.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, Vanderbilt came out firing, man. They were firing on all cylinders starting off. Then our defense woke up and shut them down, and Nico fired it up, man. He looked awesome, man, from middle ways of the first quarter on, and second and third quarter. Goodness gracious, man, you couldn't ask for more out of a young player.
Well, not saying that this is an excuse, but you got to think about it. How many 11 o'clock games have we had this year?
I know, two. Two, is it? I think it's two,
It was
right?
the beginning of the year.
I
think
know.
Other than last week against UTEP, and then I think the other one was Kent State. No, not Kent State. The first game.
North Carolina.
Chattanooga.
Chattanooga.
Yeah.
Chattanooga.
So
three all year.
We had three all together, and that first one was the first game of the year. So, I mean, I know it's not an excuse because it shouldn't be an excuse, but you think about it, we're a practice team.
Yeah,
we're a practice team in the morning. So, like, I don't know how it affects us that much, but obviously they just came out flat-footed. Special teams got out of lanes, and Dylan Sampson just can't fumble the ball in that situation, which he can't fumble the ball anymore anyways, because it's hard to recover from when stuff like that happens. But this team has found a way all year. It's like Boogie says, it may not be the prettiest, it may not be the best, but it ain't got to be perfect. But we found a way to win.
Yeah.
But you can't.
Let me
you
throw
can't
it
have mistakes like that against these elite teams. Like once you get in the playoffs, you can't be doing crap like that.
But we're talking about sleepwalking in this game, right? Oh, it's an early kickoff, whatever. It's like, man, it's and I get it. Football, every freaking play matters. Every play can impact the game in some way. But it's not like the offense was struggling. Like what's frustrating is when the offense goes out and it's like 2, 3, 4 drives of 3 and out, or the defense 2, 3, 4 drives of just letting them dink and dunk and go down the field. That wasn't the case. It was one special teams unit that's been pretty dang good all year for the most part.
Yeah.
And even a buddy of mine was tweeting, and I think Gary may have just said it. Yeah, he just said it in the back room. He said, how many kickoffs have actually been fielded this year? Yeah. And it's like, my buddy was on Twitter saying, we kicked it out of the back of the end zone all year. Why are we not doing that? I don't know if it was the wind. I don't know if it was the cold, but it was like one special teams group went out for one play and got beat. And now we're down 7-0. And then your captain, your leader, the guy that is the all-time single rushing leader at Tennessee. Yeah, they were talking about that in the chat. Shady predicted to Florida. Your guy that's carried you all season long, Dylan Sampson, makes a mistake and fumbles the football. Your defense has to come out with a short field. So, like, are we sleepwalking, or was it 2 plays? Was it 2 plays that kind of put us behind the 8 ball, and then we fought through it, Jackie? Does that make sense?
Yeah,
like
absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. That's what it was. 2 plays. When it all boils down to it, it's 2 plays. And what I was kind of surprised though with the fumble Dylan Sampson had, that they didn't review it, because it looked to me like his elbow was down. Looked to me like
it was very close.
Out.
I don't think they would have been able to overturn it, because I mean it was super close. Like
kind of like the safety. Yeah. I don't know that the safety was a safety, but you couldn't there's no way you could have overturned that.
Right. Yeah.
So I think that's what
it was a close call anyway, but things
either way we got it,
and we got to win. We got to win, man. Absolutely, and did it in Tennessee fashion too. They opened up and kicked butt. Sure they did. And of course, that last score that Vandy had, that was right at the end of the game. It was a real good catch. So things turned out good, and we're going to the playoffs. I just hope they don't screw us or pardon me.
That is mild.
Yeah, right.
Have you met Coach Rice? If you say that word and it doesn't start with the letter F, it don't start with the letter F. Like, this is a guy that's talking about mac and cheese and dropping S-bombs on the channel. Like, and I don't even think he knew it. He's just so excited about mac and cheese, he's cussing like a sailor. But let's one last thing, Jackie. We'll get you out the door. Like, how do you think these playoffs shake out this week? Do you think Ohio State's going to be ahead of Tennessee, below Tennessee? You think we host a playoff game?
That's what I was going to say when I use that term. I'm afraid that they're going to put Ohio State ahead of us.
Yeah,
that's my gut feeling.
Yeah,
and of course, things have happened to us so long that way, and I don't expect anything less. I'd be surprised if we get a home game, but I'm keeping my fingers crossed. Hopefully, things will turn out in our favor, but if we don't, we're still in the playoffs, guys, and they can go take care of business, whether it's on the road or at home. So I think they'll be ready to play no matter where we go.
I love it. I love it, Jackie. It's always good to have you on the show, my man. That shirt looks awesome. I'm getting one. I wasn't going to buy one.
I love it. It's worth the money.
I will say this. We dropped off. I offer free merchandise and people leave. They did it on Friday morning. Now they're doing it now. Maybe I should stop offering free stuff. We're at 476. We're at 476. We get to 600 people. I said 700. We get to 600. I'll give away one of the camo hoodies. That is a $60 hoodie. Jackie, love you. Appreciate you, brother. Have a good night.
Love you too, brother.
All right, let's catch up with some super chats real quick. Randall Perry drops a 20 spot. That is an orange boy. We shall play the clip.
Rocky Top!
Randall says we deserve a home game round 1, but I believe the committee will try to have us go on the road thinking we will lose. If they could find a way to have us out and Bama in, they will. That ain't happening. There is no circumstances that Bama gets in and we get left out. So screw the playoff committee, screw their logic, screw their narrative. Hondo T for 10 says the old snake eater is late. I am sorry. Deer season is in full effect. Well, we're just glad that you are here, Hondo. Thank you for the super chat. Bleed Orange for 5. Had to jump off. Boogie, I'll try to jump back on before the show is over. We in. Let's go after the Natty first round. Home or away? GBO. Scotty Oates for 5 says could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure Tennessee is the only team with a freshman QB leading the team to the playoffs. I don't care who you are. That is stout. Well, this next man coming up may have something different. He may have something different to say about that. And Coach, I'm going to try to fire you up a little bit. We'll start with this.
I know what I came here to do, and it's my job to go and get that done.
I would maybe roll on down. Let's see. What else could I find? What else would fire Coach Jay up? Man, I should have these way better sorted. I mean, if we could.
And yeah, other than that, I think just the fans. I love the fans, the culture here. And yeah, that's pretty much what I chose.
I'm gonna have to get him to start watching my film in the off season too.
Obviously, I watch Coach Hines' old clips. It's kind of like black because they ain't got that. You ain't got
black and white.
They ain't got the black and white film up, man. Shoot, to keep our foot on their throat. When we go up big, I think still coming to the sideline with the same mindset that it's 0-0. And just carrying that out the full game, full 4 quarters, like Coach Hop says.
Oh God, my face is huge.
Oh, I know. That scared me too, Gary. We're not
Nico's
winning any beauty contests between us. I'll tell you that.
Nico's the man.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I hope he continues to be the man, Gary.
He made a lot of progress this season.
Yeah, look, at the end of the day, like I've told everyone, I just want this team to be successful. I don't care who the heck's back there. It's like, I love it that it's someone that is kind of from my neck of the woods, my tree, if you will. But, it puts sweetener on it for sure. But at the end of the day, I just want us to be successful and win, man. That's it.
Gary, I thought you would come in and troll way better than that. I didn't think you would come in.
No. I am going to say the same thing I said on Facebook last night. 12 o'clock is way too early of a time slot for y'all to be as sauced as you were on that dang Facebook group. I called all y'all out on it.
Don't say y'all.
I called y'all out on it, and I'll do it again live, just like I said I would in the comments.
I don't read the comments on Facebook, Gary. They're so insane in that Facebook group that I don't read the comments half the time.
I get in the weeds, man. I get in the weeds.
Oh, gosh. How do you really?
Man, I was all ready to go, Boogie. I was all ready to go. I had a bunch of notes.
I thought Gary was going to come in hot.
Nah, man. These people watched Georgia lose 17, drop 17 points on on Georgia Tech in the beginning of the game, and then come back in a fake 8 overtime win.
Jeez, Louise.
And then go and try to talk about how we should fire Heupel. Nico's not the guy. Blah blah blah. After Vandy comes out and gives them their best haymakers in the first couple minutes of the game.
People, man. People are crazy. I don't know how else to put that. People are crazy, man. That's all there is to it. Full stop.
Wrong about that.
Yep.
Their passion makes them crazy. Like it's not.
I get it. Yeah, I get it. I get crazy. I get crazy too. Well, trust me, I don't need to be on during the game either.
Like
I just said, it's 10 years of conditioning of coaches prior to Heupel.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah.
And
you
I
don't
mean,
think I was yelling at
That's
I was yelling at the TV, like I was frustrated. Like,
yeah.
you know what I mean?
There's a difference though between being critical of something and having critical things to say and being a word that I'm not going to say on here because I'm trying to stay family friendly.
It's fair.
You should type it in the back room so we can read it.
Well, I mean, I just think the biggest thing of it is though, like you get frustrated because it's the biggest game of the year. We have everything on the freaking line, and you come out flat as a tortilla. It's
frustrating.
It's just so frustrating. And all the BVS. I know people get pissed and frustrated about that word, those 3 letters.
It's real. It's real.
Like when you've gone through the years that we've gone through, and then crap like that happens at the beginning of the game, and it just instantly creeps in your mind. And but then you forget what this team's done all year. They've shot themselves in the foot over and over and over again. Somehow they find a way to get over it and find a way to win. But you instantly forget that. That's BVS for you. So, I agree with. I mean, I'm the world's worst. Boogie gets at me every week.
I say, Coach Rice, get off the. I threatened him, and then he stopped.
He said, Danny. He gives me old Danny White speech. Text somebody, but don't be posted on social media. So
I need to give you JP's cell phone number.
Yeah, that's
and y'all can text each other, and y'all would have the whole staff fired.
Exactly.
The entire starters would be benched, and y'all would be like, y'all are 2 peas in a pot. I need to make that happen. I need to set y'all up.
Yeah, that's my brother.
My brother. Yeah.
Everybody loves you for the same reason they love JP, because they can relate to what you guys say and what you bring to the table. Yeah, like Gary, what do you like? What honestly, like you defended Joe Milton a lot last year, and I'll be fair. I think we were probably more critical of Joe than maybe we should have been. I think we probably put less respect on the wide receivers in 2022 than we should have. I'll admit I was guilty. I thought it was all scheme, but to be fair, this year you had guys schemed open multiple times. But what are your thoughts on a young redshirt freshman, Nico Iamaleava?
I grew up. I mean, he grew up that second half of the season. I mean, obviously you're going to have bad throws. Nobody bats, nobody bats perfect. That underthrow was terrible. There's no way to. No way to. Yeah, but everybody does that. Peyton Manning did it. Tom Brady did it. They all do it.
Mm-hmm.
But overall, I mean, that he went out afterwards and just threw that beautiful 80-something yard touchdown pass right to Thornton.
Yep.
And I mean, that's something that I Joe Milton wouldn't have been able to do.
Yep. Yeah. No. Agreed.
I like Joe on that type of route though. The crossers over the middle, I thought were
he was good. He was good, but I don't think he would have been able to thread the needle like Nico can.
Joe could have never made the throw to Kitzelman in the end zone. He could have never made that.
That was beautiful.
Absolutely
beautiful. I mean, we've seen an offense that made its identity with Dylan Sampson, but as the season's gone on, has been able to do a little bit more with the passing game. The tight ends have gotten involved. I wish Kitzelman had more. I wish we had more time with Kitzelman.
He's so good. To not be expected, right?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Ethan Davis can play, though. I mean, I understand Kitzelman stepped up and Stays kind of stepped up and have been. They've just outplayed Ethan, and it's nothing against Ethan. I think it's just the tip of the cap to how Kitzelman and Stays have been playing. Ethan Davis, I know he had the drop yesterday. That was a tough ball. It was a tough everything.
That was a Nico threw it a little too late.
So, I rewatched that, though, because Coach Rice said the thing. I rewatched it today, and maybe I'm wrong. Like, I'd love to actually watch that play with you, Coach Rice, because I feel like his angle was cut off if he wanted to throw it early from that.
I'm just saying like a step or two. I'm not saying like early in the progression. I'm just
we'd have to be in front of it to show you.
My argument is always you're on a scholarship, you're making NIL money, hit you and hands catch it. I don't care if it's
that one was even if he waited too long. He threw it a little behind him, sidearm, and it was on the move or whatever. The Sampson one that was thrown back shoulder was thrown on purpose. If you watch it, if he threw it in front of him, it's a pick to the corner
or a
kill shot. He had to throw it back shoulder. So that one was done intentionally, as opposed to the Ethan Davis one. So, go ahead, Gary. Take your time here.
We're talking about the offense here, but that comment he just posted by Black Metal Banjo or whatever it was, that's the real surprise. Yeah, there it is. The secondary this year.
Oh yeah,
big surprise.
Yes.
I mean, I said it like I said in the day after video. I expected. I honestly, I mean, I was on here. I was in comments. I was saying 8-4 until it's not, because I didn't know. There was too many things that I didn't know. But the defense is really coming to its own.
Yeah.
I feel like I was willing to die on the cornerbacks hill in the offseason. I do. I swear I'd go back on the tape on that. I was really, really hot on Ricky Gibson and really, really high on Jermon McCoy.
The safeties were the question mark.
The safeties were the big question mark.
Man, our safeties have been there. Will Brooks.
Nobody.
Let me tell you what. I'll tell you what. Will Brooks has the speed of a white man, and that's okay.
What do they call him? What do they call him? The white. What do they call it? What was the name?
Hardest white boy in the.
There you go. There you go.
But that man, he will make good money being a coach.
Yeah.
He can read a defense.
Yep.
Like nobody's business.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Him and guys more both are like pure.
Yeah.
Like that's what they're gonna be. Like
it's the hardest.
Gaston Moore's gonna coach under Heupel.
It's gonna be the hardest gas pipe ever in Knoxville, Tennessee.
Oh, that's the perfect way to send you out the door. Gary, I gave you some overtime. You got mad at me because I didn't rotate you on quick enough a few weeks ago, and I'm like, we got to get Gary on here. It's always a good time talking ball with you, man.
All good,
appreciate you coming on. We'll kick you out the door on this one.
All right.
Appreciate you, brother.
All right. Oh, by the way, real quick, Ohio State's going to get the home game or not. Big Ten bias.
I think so too. That's my.
You guys are talking. We're talking about that Michigan AD. That Michigan AD is going to do everything he can to say that the winning that the Michigan loss is a good loss because he wants Michigan to look good.
Yeah.
Yep. I agree.
All right, Gary. We appreciate you.
Right,
wait, go ahead. No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, I say, and he's going to put the Big Ten over Michigan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
All right, brother. We appreciate you, my man.
Peace out.
Man, that did not go the way I thought it was, but that was good conversation. I love Gary, man. I love Gary. He's always good conversation. Jody Wooten's been a member for 35 months. What does Florida have that we don't for him to flip to them? I don't know if it's an NIL deal. I honestly, you think it is?
I think it's
straight.
I think it's money. Heck yeah, I do.
Florida's the highest.
Florida has money right now because look, everyone exited. All their dollars left. Now they're playing well, and they have a bankroll to go after recruits with. I mean, it's pretty basic to me.
They're the hottest team on the recruiting trail right now. Like there's zero
crazy,
which I hate, but they
crazy. Negaval, been a member for 26 months. Does anyone know how the playoff game ticket pricing is determined? May have to take out a loan, but if it's at home, I may have to take a credit score hit. LOL, GBO VFL. I know the season ticket holders are getting first dibs. I don't know what, but we are going to start a GoFundMe. Like, would you hate it if we did that? I'm telling you, I will 100% start a GoFundMe to buy Coach Jay's tickets and Coach Jay's hotel room. He's yelling at Mrs. Coach Jay right now.
Jay's not hearing this.
Only if you guys demanded it.
We don't.
You shut up. You don't have a vote. If the chat wills it into existence,
I
will do it. I swear we will do it because Coach Jay is undefeated in Neyland. We will will it into existence. I don't care what he says. I don't care what Mrs. Coach Jay says. We will do it. Tyler's in the back room right now. Says, I got 100. I got 100 on Coach Jay and Mr. Coach Jay coming to that game. We will do it. Vols go for 5. I did love Nico talking a little smack after that touchdown. I think we need to somebody needs to Al Wilson Nico. They need to slap the piss out of him before the game and get him in a fight. Randall Perry for 5. Boogie, my daughter watches your show with me. She likes it when you read my comments on the TV. So here is $5. Well, Randall, you should have said her name and we could have given her a shout out. but we will just say Randall's daughter, like we say Mrs. Coach J, Mrs. Boogie. That's what we do around here. We're up against it. We're an hour and 14 minutes. We can't do anything right around here. So let's just bring everybody on the show for the finale here. We'll create chaos for the end of this show.
Here we go.
Look at Bob.
I got two Tyler Maxwell's.
Look at Bob. Is he frozen? No, he's not frozen. You're still in prison. This Tyler Maxwell probably needs to be booted. All right. How are we feeling, boys and girls? Let's start with Ball Fan 25. The floor is yours. Open up the conversation. Hopefully all 7 of us can just dive into the conversation.
Well, let's see here. Where do I start? First of all, I'm happy that Tennessee is in the playoffs. Second of all, Vandy got the of a lifetime. And to all the poor Vandy fans out there, how about this? Take it and shove it. Take it and shove it. Take it, shove it.
There you go.
Let's give a big shout out to McKenna in the chat. Randall drops $2. His daughter's name is McKenna. Huge fan. Also, shout out to McKenna. We appreciate you tuning in. Your dad's the man. He's a Talkin VAWLS family, and so are you, McKenna. So shout out McKenna. Appreciate you, Randall. Go ahead, Ball Fan 25.
And then my third point. Tennessee will get a national championship in 2024. We will get it. If anyone doubts that, how about this? Get out. Get out. Get out. Get out. Get out. You. Okay, let me finish this statement.
Fired up.
I know that I'm cold too, so my words are not wanting to work. The Nega balls out there, shut up and sit down while the real Tennessee fans take over. Thank you very much.
Gauntlet.
Bleed Orange, how you
That's
feeling?
all I'm going to say about
Bleed Orange ready to go. Is what he's putting on his Tennessee blankie.
Snuggie?
Cold. Oh, he's got a jacket.
Snuggie? Oh, okay,
got a jacket.
jacket.
Bleed Orange, how you feeling, brother?
I'm feeling great, man. Feeling great. And I was just saying, and that's the bottom line. That's what he should have ended with there.
Oh, there you go.
No. I mean, I could have ended with it. Not mine because Ball fans said so.
There you go. Feeling great, man. I'm exactly where I thought we would be. I'm not gonna lie, there was a lot riding on that game. Not just for Tennessee, but for me and my bet with my wife. Because I needed Tennessee to win, and they did. So now she's got to get a nice little tattoo because Ole Miss didn't get 10 wins this year. So,
wait, is the tattoo decided?
Well, she's been nice lately, so I'm gonna make it. I'm not gonna make it as big as I was going to. So,
I mean, I would just go full on.
She was
Talkin VAWLS Network neck tattoo. Is what I would do. Just the Talkin VAWLS logo on the, or you're muted. You're muted.
No.
Do that.
No, full sleeve.
Well, there's a specific spot that it has to go that I can't say on here. So
tramp stamp. Let's go tramp stamp.
No, I tried that. Then I started thinking about it. If we don't get 10 wins, then I'll have to end up with a tramp stamp. So
that would.
I can honestly say, guys and gal, I do know a Marine that has a tramp stamp, and he's like, "Oh, I got that before they started calling it." I was like, "Bro, they've been calling it that since before I was born."
Yeah.
But anyway, no, I think Nico played great. You know, I can't sit here and deny that I wasn't yelling at the TV in the first quarter, but you know, he showed his maturity, and us having a senior team showed the maturity, and it didn't mess with their head, but I'm trying to say, and they just put on more steam, gave it to Vandy, just like I figured they would. And you know, either we're home or away, I don't care. We're going to dominate Ohio State, whether we're there in the cold or not. Last time we played Ohio State, I believe Eddie George was with them, and we smacked them.
I remember the game.
So I think we're going to repeat that, and then we're going to put this whole Big Ten bias to bed.
Mm-hmm.
And show old Fatso up there at Michigan. He don't know what he's talking about.
Last time I checked, Ohio State's record against SEC teams are not good. It is
No,
not a good record.
no.
Well, up until I think they played Florida, they beat somebody in the late 2000s or mid 2000s. I can't remember. Up until that point, they hadn't beat a team in the SEC in a bowl game. So,
Yeah, I agree. What, Jenny? What do you think the committee's going to do then? I mean, you think they're going to look at that kind of thing you're talking about? We're going to see Big Ten bias. Where are you at with this thing right now?
So I'm hoping that a Michigan guy, because I feel like the other conferences are not like the SEC, where the SEC, for the most part, tries to build up our conference. I don't really see that a lot in the other conferences. So I don't know if they will just be like Big Ten, Big Ten, Big Ten. But they could put Ohio State ahead of us. I don't know how they could, because we have the same record, and they lost later in the season than we did. And our second loss was to Georgia. They lost to Michigan at home.
Who was a 21-point underdog?
If I go in here, let me throw this out there for everybody to think about. How likely is it that they're going to put SEC against SEC, us say against, hold on, let me finish, us against Georgia or Texas, whoever loses the championship game, so the SEC team gets knocked out, but then they line it up to where the Big Ten teams aren't playing against each other, they're playing against the ACC or the Big 12 or the G5, where it's more likely the Big Ten will advance farther while we're knocking ourselves out.
I mean, I could see that, but I mean, I'll put it to you like this, there, Bob. If they do that and put in place SEC teams against SEC teams in the first round, I will come to the prison and visit you and challenge you to a game of hoops.
Oh. Wait, he's about to get out. He's going to be in a halfway house, Bleed Orange. He's going to be in a halfway house.
That's right. All right. Well, I'll come visit you at the halfway house.
Well, here's my thing. I want to throw this out here because I've been thinking about it the whole show, and I have stayed quiet this whole time because Boogie, you know I love you. You know I love the Talkin VAWLS.
Oh, Lord, he's going to yell at me right now?
No. I'm going to start on this. The post game, you set it up so we can talk to each other during the game, and I appreciate the digging side of it. We have a slew of people in here who were complaining the first 5 minutes, after the first 5 minutes, before the seventh minute, wanting to, send Dylan Sampson down the road, want to send Josh Heupel down the road, want to send Nico Iamaleava down the road. But remember, these three people who lead this team, they are the leaders of the team. I don't care who you are. You know, we got leaders on the defensive side, but what Tennessee quarterback is the very first Tennessee freshman quarterback, first-year quarterback, who has led the University of Tennessee to a 10-win season? Nico Iamaleava, who's the first head coach to bring a quarterback in, develop that quarterback to do such a feat? Josh Heupel.
Yep.
So I don't hear any more complaints about Nico Iamaleava. We all knew he was going to go through growing pains, especially going into the SEC schedule. If you didn't see it coming, then you don't know football. It's going to happen.
I do want to say this because Paul brings up a good point. As much as I am as optimistic as they come, ask Coach Rice. We yell at each other all the time. Paul says, Bob, people can say what they want. That is always going to be the case. You're never going to get banned from this channel for coming in and saying, fire Josh Heupel, bench Nico. You guys can say whatever you want. On the flip side of that, Bob can counter argue that. That's the way that this channel works. It's like the Facebook group. I get tagged all the time in the Facebook group. Boogie, ban this person. No, I'm not banning somebody for saying they want to bench Nico or fire Josh Heibel or fire Willie Martinez. You guys can say whatever you want to say as long as you keep it civil. And if you're a host of this show, please keep the F-bombs out of it. You guys,
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You guys can say you guys can say whatever you want on Twitter and in the chat. I let everything go, but that is what this channel is about. Is we can argue, we can disagree, just always keep it civil. That's it.
Especially when you're talking about macaroni and cheese.
No, that's when you'll get banned. That's when you'll get banned. Hold on, Coach Shay's trying to jump in. Go ahead, Coach Shay.
Yeah, no, I was going to stay on topic. I think Bob was just saying I get that. So if that's what you're saying, Bob, cool.
Well, I was just saying that, I've served in our country. It says it right here. So everybody has a freedom of speech. I just bring it up to point out what this team has achieved.
Agreed.
And not lose sight of that. Everybody's getting their blinders on, and they're not seeing the big picture, just seeing this little snapshot of 5 minutes.
Sure.
Look at the big picture of what we got.
I agree with you. I agree.
We're on the same page, Bob. We're on the same page.
Tyler, let's stay on that topic really fast. Since the second half of the Alabama game, Nico 124.7 QBR, completion percentage 67.2%, 10.9 yards per attempt. 1.064% interception to touchdown ratio, 63 of 95, 807 yards, 10 touchdowns, 1 pick. Where are you at with Nico right now? We all know he struggled for some time there, and it was tough for him to play video games while he was working on his campaign. But where are you at right now with Nico, Tyler? Killing me, buddy. All right, sorry. Go ahead, Tyler.
Well, I mean, honestly, live in person, you can just tell like they're not making adjustments early on in the season, and for the past few games that I've seen, excluding the Georgia game, that was a hostile environment, and you just don't send a redshirt freshman quarterback into that kind of environment and just have great expectations of him. But I mean, overall, I think Heupel has put him in good positions to win and good positions to make the downfield throws or whatever. But the offensive line has really been improving a lot. If we can get to even I mean, you're at Vanderbilt and you've got 3 or 4 false starts. I mean, that's a home environment. I mean, outside of that, I mean, his record. I was talking some smack to a Florida fan on Facebook, and he was like, DJ Lagway was making better throws or whatever, and I was just like, well, he doesn't have a win in Neyland Stadium either. So, and whenever they were talking about the pick that he underthrew, and I was like, he's gonna make mistakes, but he's progressed and he's got hot at the right time. 4 touchdowns yesterday. I mean, it's incredible to watch him. And if you look back with Hooker and Milton, if you go back and look at their freshman stats, they're not even comparable. I mean, we've got something really special. I mean, we've got something very, very special with him. And I've never seen 2 10-win seasons in my entire life. So,
yeah.
I mean, I've watched football. I mean, my brothers and them have, and my dad has, and they always tell me about it. But it's good to be a Vol, and it's good to watch him. And this defense is going to keep him in ball games. I mean, yeah, we were on the field and we got 11 for 14 yesterday on 3rd down. That's a lot on Bishop and the line, and Sampson some gritty yards, but Nico on 3rd and 14.
Yep.
When you need a first down, and he put that ball, Brazel's breaking behind the safety. It's already out. It's already out. It's on the money. And the same thing with Mike Matthews. He goes through his progression, hits the second progression, and it's there. I mean, we're lucky to have him. So that's really all I got on that. I mean, 10-2, playoff bound. I want Ohio State. I got a lot of Buckeye fans that have been talking a lot of smack, Big Ten fans, and hostile environment. I don't know if the selling point is the fact that they have more wins against ranked opponents than we do and big-time wins, but what's going to be a better environment, that Shoe or Neyland Stadium? You know,
Yeah.
for if you're looking to sell tickets, I know the committee is going to make some money off of it. So if you want to make some money, you're going to sell out that game for sure. You know, so we'll see. I'll be there for sure. We're going to get Coach Day there too.
I've seen a lot of people say that Neyland Stadium holds more people, better environment, more money for everybody involved, and money.
I've never
rules the
seen any
world.
other stadium, so I don't know. I won't go anywhere else most likely, but we'll see.
I thought he was trying to create a fight there between the coaches, talking about Lagway and Nico. I was like, "Oh, let's
Well,
do this up."
I know a lot of Florida fans, and they were talking Matt Smack on that interception, and I was just like, Lagway also doesn't have a win in Neyland Stadium for one thing, and then he wanted to say, well, he has a better winning percentage as a starter. I mean, the only reason you're starting is because we broke Mertz in half. I mean, congratulations. Now you got a starting job. You can, go to the Salt Bowl or whatever you want to go to. Now, congratulations. You get to watch a playoff team. So
There is no way that Ohio State. There's no way that Ohio State's 106.5. There ain't no way.
I was gonna say I just got exposed, but I don't care anything about Big Ten football, so I don't give a crap what their stadium
I
holds.
think their stadium does hold more than Neyland, but doesn't necessarily mean it's louder than Neyland.
Yeah,
it's not even close.
Hold on, let me catch up with some super chats real quick. Paxman for 2 says it's sorry they dropped Georgia so far and not Ohio State. We'll see what happens. That'll come out on Tuesday night. No Tuesday night stream. And the only person that cared was Jason. He's like, Jason, how dare you? Jason's like, how dare you, Boogie? I'm sorry, man. I got stuff to do on Tuesday night. We're not gonna stream on Tuesday night. Knoxville Buckeye, remember 14 months. I'll root for the Vols any day of the week unless they're playing my alma mater. Saying that, I do not want the Buckeyes to have to play in Neyland.
It's gonna happen. It might happen.
I used to like Knoxville
It might
Buckeye. I
happen.
don't like him anymore. Timothy McGee for 5. The only issue I have is last year the coaching staff didn't get him playing time with the Group of 5 game. I'm assuming he's talking about Nico there.
Yeah,
Thank you, Timothy,
Nico
for the super
definitely
chat.
needed more playing time last year.
Especially in blowouts. I think they had opportunities to do that and didn't do it.
Yeah.
Everybody in the chat saying 102.780 for the horseshoe. I almost said the who shoe.
Either way, it don't matter.
Good old Nate Pruitt.
I just looked it up.
Oh my gosh, he got his AIDS-riddled tablet, showing it on his AIDS-riddled phone. We got to get you to the halfway house so we can get you some good internet. Nate, what's going on, brother? What the floor is yours, man? What do you want to talk about? Recruiting, negativity, positivity? You and Rocky Top Tom want to talk about how awful the offensive line is?
I can't say how awful they were, man. They've
great,
been improving.
Right?
They were good. There were a few times in the beginning where you could see some warming up was needed, but man, all in all, I couldn't complain much. I like to see the fight, and I even like to see them fighting with each other. Believe it or not, I'd like to see the aggression coming out. You know what I mean? And,
hold on. Keep your train of thought because I want you to keep going.
Yeah.
I saw this debate on the General's Quarters on VolQuest. Them talking about John Campbell. He's trying to clean up the pile. He's going to bat for his dude. Then they start fighting each other. And like somebody's like, what's wrong with John Campbell? And a lot of people said, you don't know football if that's not what you want in your offensive lineman. That's all I know to tell you. Well, so what'd you think about that play, John Campbell's response, and then continue your thoughts on the game? But as an old offensive lineman, what were your thoughts?
The response is that you're good or bad, you're going to have your leaders on the O-line, and you're going to have the ones that want to, I don't know if they're necessarily the leader, but they're going to step up, be the next man, and they just want to see everything run with efficiency and run right. And sometimes you just need somebody to light a fire under your butt and to get your head in the game and get it where it's supposed to be. And also, if I see my man getting mad over here, if I know that it's going to help him play a little bit better, I'm going to get in his face. I'm going to jerk him around by his face mask. I'm going to do what I can to get in his head and tell him, hey, man, now take that aggression that you just had right there, and let's finish the rest of this game. Let's own that defensive line. Let's do whatever it takes to get what we have to do. And at the end of the day, that's the W, no matter what it takes. And I think we showed good yesterday. I think we had a couple of oops plays yesterday, and that's what the first 14 stated and showed us. But I don't think it was because we were weak or because it was this or that. I kept coming to the chat and I was saying, look, guys, just breathe. Just breathe. It's going to get better. Just breathe. And there were some times that there were some stupid things that shouldn't have happened. But all in all, man, We're getting ready to go for the playoffs. We're getting ready to. I hope it's Ohio State. I have a good friend of mine who's an Ohio State fan and used to live up there, and I would love nothing more than to be able to tell them how bad we whooped them in Knoxville. That would just be great.
I think it'll be a good little there's a when's Tennessee even played Ohio State? Can somebody go to Google real quick? 96 was the last time we played them. But there is a bit of a rivalry, and some of it comes from recruiting, and maybe it's just me as a YouTuber. It's like with Carnell Tate, with David Sanders. They love to come here and talk trash about Tennessee. That's the reality of the situation. I think it would be a fun little rivalry game. I just want it to be in Neyland Stadium. Jenny, you disagree with me?
I'm just saying how's there a rivalry? We haven't played the team
because I'm talking about recruiting. I'm talking about recruiting, and I'm talking about I put out a video about Carnell Tate, and I get attacked, and it's like Tennessee sucks. Ohio State, we got money, we got this, we got Ryan Day who can't beat Michigan, but yet we still
because
love
Ohio State fans are annoying as all get out.
There you go. There you go. Rivalry.
I mean, they might have a little bit of money, but they're paying more money to their current roster than they are in NIL. And that came out just to keep. I mean, they got one of the best rosters in college football. Don't get me wrong, but I mean, if you can't beat Michigan, especially when they're down, I mean, you got to change some things up.
I mean, they're talking about firing Ryan Day, and look what he's done. But he can't beat Michigan, and you can't beat Michigan when like they're bad right now.
Bad.
They can't blame sign stealing this time.
If you can't beat Michigan, you can't be the coach at Ohio State. That's just the way they think. Period. End of story. Now I seen something interesting. I think it was Bleacher Report. Their college football playoff little graphic that they have has got OSU coming to Tennessee. They got Indiana going to Georgia. They got Arizona State going to Pitt. And they've got Alabama going to Notre Dame.
How is Alabama still in the picture?
Because it's Alabama.
Which the way that everybody gives Alabama bias right now, it's a possibility it could end up like that.
Well, yeah, I mean, Nick Saban's going to give the committee all of the committee Mercedes Benz if that happens. That's where that's coming from.
Yeah,
I can't say the real reason why Bama's there.
If you don't do it, Nick Saban's saying, if you don't do it my way, I'm going to come back and coach Alabama again.
Let him. We'll beat him again.
That's right.
Right? I hate to change the subject, but like Ethan Utley just went dog on the.
I saw it too, Coach. I saw it too.
He said,
wait.
Loading my computer.
Wait, on what? Y'all gotta learn how to share your screen like a true professional.
Man, but I can barely keep my microphone on, man. I can barely keep my microphone on.
Wait. Only on Twitter. Is it on Twitter, Coach Rice?
Yeah, it's on Twitter, Ethan Utley's page.
All right. See, this is how we do YouTube. We share screens and we pull it up and we get the facts. Might have forgot the definition of commit. I'm here to stay. Is this what you're talking about, Coach Rice?
Yeah.
Run with it. The floor is yours. I just got it.
Hey, dude. I mean, these guys. I mean, Nick Moore, Ethan Utley, and I guarantee you won't. But they won't be the last two. Evidently, this came blindsided. Like this was evidently Shady had been telling those guys, like, I'm in this thing, and then come out of right field corner, just, blindsided everybody. I think this is a game changer. These guys are all in. You could see who's all in Tennessee, who bleeds orange, who that's all they think about is GBO. I mean, I'm with the guys. More power to them. That shows them their love for Tennessee.
Go ahead, Jeannie.
So I was on a 7-night cruise. I just got back today. So I am confused about the whole David Sanders thing. Because I've been
So
in my
are we.
head.
Jenny, if there was only a YouTube channel,
I was literally in the middle of the ocean.
I mean,
for 7 days.
I know, but you got back home, and it's like I'm confused.
I had to work.
I wonder what's going on with Shady Hayward. If there was only a YouTube channel you could go to that would keep you up to date with everything. I bet you did.
Off.
And by work, what's Big Orange Mountain up to? Is he doing okay?
No, I worked. I worked.
Book club.
I watched. I
Yeah,
tried
book
to
club.
watch the game on the beach.
Jenny didn't watch the game. She don't know what's going on with David Sanders.
I did watch the game. I just it was bad service. It was bad signal, but I was able to watch it a bit.
Jason knows what's going on. You know. I think you're right, Coach Rice. I think because this doesn't happen a lot when a kid decommits.
No,
so I
they
think it
don't
speaks
go
volumes
tackle.
that Nick Moore and that Ethan Utley are coming out and saying, "Bro, you didn't just lie to the fans. You lied to us."
Yeah,
I think that does that says a lot. I won't say anymore.
I mean it's the truth. I mean, like you don't see these other players going out and doing things like you didn't see them going after David Sanders when all that was coming out. You saw Nick Moore saying, "Don't leave us, brother," and like all of that because evidently David Sanders, probably spoke with him and told him, "Hey, I'm going to go check it out. This is for me and my family." Evidently, this came out of blindside, and you don't disrespect your brotherhood like that. Coach Jay will tell you the first thing: when you're on a team and you're in a brotherhood, especially with football guys, you don't just it's like transferring to your rival high school. Like it's.
We'll see him on the field.
Yeah. It's just that it will get handled.
Yeah.
Look, we got to tie a big fat bow on this thing. We've been live for an hour and 40 minutes. Tomorrow morning, me and Eric Kane from Locked On Vols and VolQuest.com we'll do the Talkin Vols morning show. Tuesday, no NCAA stream. I got to get the Upward Basketball League up and running. Once I get everything up and running, hopefully this week, I can get back to normal next week, but we'll still be live Wednesday night. Me, Coach Rice, got you covered for early signing day.
Yes.
I will be sitting right here in front of the computer all day long. So when Isaiah Campbell commits, there will be a video dropping. If we flip Tim Merritt, there will be a video dropping. We will keep you up to date throughout the day, and then me and Coach Rice will tie a big fat bow on it Wednesday night at 7 o'clock. Guess what? I'm going to put Coach Rice to work. We may also talk college football playoff rankings because those are going to drop Tuesday night. So we'll have more talking points about that. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about early signing day, all that good stuff on Tuesday night or Wednesday night. I'm sorry, God, you got me all confused. Wednesday night, no Friday morning show. We are in cruise control. We got 3 weeks to rest and recover. We'll try to do live streams probably on Wednesday night. Tuesday night we'll be back to normal next week, but I like to keep those Wednesday night streams going. So make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you click the bell for notifications so you don't miss out. Follow us on all forms of social media. Let me catch up with the super chats real quick. Sean Cross for 2. Boogie just don't want to lose on Tuesday. Let me just be honest. Last Tuesday was the worst Tuesday I've ever had on this channel. I was so mad at everybody. I'm not gonna lie. I just bounced. I bailed because I was so pissed at you all. EA Sports screwed me back-to-back games. It is what it is. Sam Schrock for 20.
Rocky Top.
0% chance I don't go to the playoff game in Neyland. I'm down in Georgia working, and no one here respects us. There are no good Georgia fans, and even less Ohio State fans. Bring them on. GBO. See, Jenny, we hate Ohio State. We got to educate Jenny. She has no idea. Lance for 5 says nobody in Tennessee. See, Jenny, the chat is educating you. Nobody in Tennessee likes Ohio State fans. They won't stop moving.
I don't like Ohio
to their own
State fans. I didn't, but that doesn't mean it's a rivalry. But I don't like Ohio State fans either. Get on my nerves. I said
we hate them, so we're gonna make it a rivalry. Matt Marr says it's the Ohio State guys. Eye roll emoji. Matthew Watson for 2. Ohio State is soft. They don't want that SEC run game. We appreciate you guys. We love you guys. We're out the door. We will catch you Wednesday night, 7 p.m. Eastern time. Probably a video coming tomorrow morning. Probably a video coming Tuesday morning. And then we'll be live Wednesday night. But for all these dudes and gals, my name is Boogie Bentley. This is the Talkin Vols Network. Go Big Orange.